That's Joe Eli. That's from an album which I've been featuring this week. It's a tribute to Guy Clark, fine songwriter, or as they call them now. I don't like that term. They call them song builders. Have you came across that?
Never heard that before. I love that singer's voice, though.
Joe Eli.
I love that.
Joe Eli.
Yeah.
They call them song builders now in Nashville. I think they should stop calling them song builders.
But not a songwriter?
No, song builders.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
No, I'm not using
That's
that.
a song called You're Not Using It?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll tell them that. That's a track
Like
called...
Phil Coulter, song builder? Doesn't ring, does it? No.
Leonardo da Vinci,
He's not a mean.
painting builder. Dublin Blues, that's called. This one's for him is the album. It's called A Tribute to Guy Clark, featuring all kinds of artists. And I'm going to play another one now, Kevin Welch, because I've been asked to play something by him, a song called Magdalene, or as they say, Magdalene. I've been taken to task. I was talking
There's
about...
a call for you, by the way.
Can't you hear me talking here?
I just want to tell you.
I was been taken to task. I was talking earlier on about the movie Spinal Tap, and off the top of my head, I tried to recall some dialogue, which was hopelessly wrong. And Michelle says, I can't let this go. That pitiful reenactment of the These Go to 11 scene in This Is Spinal Tap. Marty, Rob Reiner, asks Nigel Tufner, guitar player with Spinal Tap, alias Christopher Guest. Marty says to him, why don't you just make 10... They're looking at an amplifier. And Christopher Guest is explaining that the numbers go up to 11. So Marty says, why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder? And then there's a silence. And Nigel says, but these go to 11. That's it. That's much better.
Mm-hmm. I've written a script for a film.
That was quick. When did you start? 11:15?
No,
Have you been working at this for Have you been working at this for some time?
Yeah.
Tell me these. Is it going to be better than Hooligan, Terry Holley's song? Will it be better than Killing Bono?
Oh, well, I have a part in it for Bronagh Gallagher.
Really?
Yes, and I wanted to.
You have a part for Bronagh Gallagher? Yes. And what part is that? What part is that? What is she going to be? What's she going to be playing?
I hope she's not listening.
I hope not. She was lovely the other night. She was really good. She performed really well.
I wanted to read for her.
Abington Place was really Abington Place. Do you know what I said Abington Place? Do you know why I said that?
Used to live there?
No.
No.
Do you not remember? That was a Freudian slip there, and only the very alert will get what that is. In Derry, Stoke, Londonderry of the 50s and 60s, there was a street that I used to play in, and it was part of the old bog side beside Maggie Field's chip shop, and it was called Abington Place. And I haven't said that for years. It just came out of me. Abington Barracks.
I've never heard of it.
Abington Square. You see, you never even heard of it. You weren't allowed downtown, you see.
Was that beside Pilot's Row?
Indeed.
Right.
I didn't realise you played in the Pound on a Saturday afternoon. Yes, I did. Many Saturday afternoons wasted in the Pound. Did your group play the Shipyard song? No, we did not. It's all a bit vague, as we were always blocked before heading home on the bus with sober people who had been shopping and working in Belfast. See, people used to go to the Pound on a Saturday afternoon and get really drunk. And then they were so drunk that they had to go home at 5 o'clock. 6. They're going home with people who are coming home from the city centre shopping. I mean, that was... Jerry, you enjoying yourself? Could you tell me, have you ever met Val Donegan? Yes, I did meet Val Donegan many years ago.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I met Val Donegan.
Oh, yes, you did. You wrote something for him, didn't you? And he wrote something very nice about you.
No, yes, I've met him. Well, there are two things.
I don't think you met him, though.
Let me just say this to you.
I know a man who met him.
I met him.
But I don't mean you.
I met him in an Irish club in Manchester called Shorrock's, and he appeared like a conquering Roman general because he was the hero of all the Irish people. And he came and he sang it with our band, and I backed him singing,
Did you?
Walk tall, walk straight, look the world right in the eye. I was playing all that. And then he was quite taken with our band. Was led by a gentleman I played yesterday and who I will play today, Kay McIntyre, alto player. He was our band leader. And Val Donegan was quite taken by our band because we were good, you know.
Yeah.
And he's promised to do something for us in London, which he never did. He may have done, but it never came to anything. Anyway, and the next time was BBC 4 made a documentary about Val Donegan.
Yeah.
And somebody had heard me talking about him, and I was asked to do an interview about Val Donegan and about when I met him, that kind of thing, and about how the Irish people reacted to him in those early days in England, all the people who lived in England who were Irish, they just regarded him as being the epitome of success. And he was a very nice man, so I did that, and I went on and I talked about it. So Val Donegan wrote me a very nice letter.
He did indeed.
I showed you that letter.
I read that letter, but I got the impression from the programme that I heard that you were sort of a lifelong friend of his. You met him one night. One night you met him.
That's what I do, you know. That's enough to get on TV.
Yes.
Gerry, I was in
There's a call.
I was in a pickup truck yesterday when I spoke to you outside the Europa Hotel, and you told me you would play a track from David Little's album Interlude. I will when I get a copy of it.
Do you have it?
I will. Interlude?
Yes.
Do I?
You said you had it yesterday.
I lied. I will tell you one thing, Gerry. I have listened to you and Nolan for the very last time. I can no longer listen to that load of pure crap every morning. That's a criticism.
Yes, sure. We gathered that.
Could you wish Sadie McBride a happy 80th birthday? She says you're an idiot, but listens to you anyway. From all the boys in Fletcher's Meat. We don't think you're an idiot. Thank you.
It's about a man who's shipwrecked.
What is?
And he's cast away, and he's been on a little tropical isle for many, many years, but he has fallen in love with a girl, and he has now got the urge to go home, leave the island, and go back to England.
What are you talking about?
And it's the big scene is when he's saying goodbye to her. This is the whole climax of
have I missed something here?
What?
What are you talking about?
My film.
Oh, sorry. I think you should have said, this is my film now I'm talking about. So you've written a script for this.
Yeah.
Have you any lines there that you want to try out on
I wanted to read for Bronagh on Tuesday when she was in here.
Well, have you got it there with you?
No, I don't have it here. I'm going to read. Could you find out if Bronagh Gallagher would be listening just on Monday morning? I'd like to read. I want to play the lead part, you see, and I want to play.
Don't you think you're a little lame, blind, and burdened physically to play a lead part?
What is it? I'm a castaway sailor. Think about it. I've been out on a tropical isle for 17 years.
That's right. A man can get, arthritis out there.
Yeah.
And various tropical diseases. You can just pretend to be ill all the time. You pass the audition. Could you please play something by Kevin Walsh? And God bless your collective blocked noses. Thank you very much indeed. Is there someone on the line here?
Yes.
Is it one or Tay?
It's one.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you? Sorry for keeping you on the line.
Oh, you're worth waiting for, Gerry.
Oh, thank you.
I'd have to say, listen, I just wanted to phone in this morning and say a big thank you to you because you were in Belfast last night and you were in Nando's and my daughters met you.
That's right.
And you very kindly wrote happy birthday, Tina, on a napkin for me.
Oh, that's you. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And I just want to say what a gentleman.
And your daughter's
Gerry's
very nice.
Very lucky to have you. And that taxi driver who was rude to you this morning, even though he sent you an email to say he didn't mean it, I just think you're a wonderful asset to the city. You're probably as wonderful as the new Peace Bridge.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. That's a very nice thing of you to say.
Except I hope people don't walk over you.
I'm surprised you get through at all.
I'm surprised too, actually. I've been waiting for ages and I'm standing in a car park in Belfast near Fulton's.
Sean, that one gets through by accident.
You're worth waiting for, Gerry, I would have to say.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Your daughter's very nice and your little girl's lovely.
Thank you, and
okay.
I just want you to say a big hello to all the people in Strabane who have been very kind and generous in helping with a fundraising venture that we have on for Knockavo School.
Oh, yes.
In Strabane, and if you could just thank everybody, all the staff, all the parents, and all the people in Strabane who've been so kind and generous to us.
All right, then. Thank you very much, and happy birthday
Thank
to
you, Gerry, and thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. That one sneaked through, didn't it?
Yeah, she never mentioned me once.
I know, that's why it was a mistake to put her on.
There's a wee call. There's good news on too.
Is there?
Yes.
Hello, good news bearer.
Hello, Gerry.
Oh, Geordie. People were complaining because I didn't speak to you very long the other day.
What?
Sometimes I know that you don't want to talk. What's wrong with you?
Another thing, Bella and Marcel have sold Whitey's 2 kids.
What did he say?
They sold the 2 kids.
Well, what was before that?
What did he say?
What did you say before that? Repeat that whole sentence.
Who?
Geordie.
What?
Can you repeat that whole sentence, Geordie? What did you say?
I sold Whitey's 2 kids.
Whitey's 2 kids.
Oh, you sold Whitey's 2 kids.
Yes.
Good. Can I ask you, and I hope this is not a private question or whatever, how much is a kid these days?
Well, I got £100 for the 2.
Woo, 50 quid a head.
But God will keep me in whiskey for a day or 2.
A day or 2 is right. Maybe an hour and a half, more like it. Well, this is good. And have you any more kids in the breach?
Oh, Whitey, he doesn't fire blanks.
Churns them out. Well, I'll tell you what, it's worthwhile firing them out for 50 quid a head.
Ah, well, they wasn't that good.
Well, do you check this? Do you check the home out, or do you just sell it to anyone who comes along?
No, yes, man, they phoned up.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife phoned up.
Mm-hmm. And they came to collect them.
Ah, they were from Market Hill.
And when they saw them, were they well pleased?
And I says, you know, they come as a pair.
Yes. What do they want them for? Are they going to have them in the garden to cut the grass, that kind of thing?
Yes, and then when they're milking, they'll get goats milk them.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, and you don't. There's no expense involved.
No.
You just let them out there and give them the odd.
A goat is better than any lawnmower.
That's right. You give them the odd beer can to eat, and they're okay. All right then. Any other livestock down there that you want rid of?
Well, I have a horse.
Yes.
This is a yearling.
A yearling. Yes.
Big whale of horse that.
Will you sell that?
I would.
Okay, a yearling. And is there any form with it? What kind of a yearling would it be? Is it a kind of would be a horse that would race or plough, or what would it do?
Oh, no, it could end up winning the Grand National.
No.
It'll go over hedges and ditches.
I must come down and feel its
It's as wild as a March hare.
I'll feel its fetlock.
But it's all right with me, like, it knows me. I rattle the bucket and it comes, and I said, now take it easy.
Do you know something? I was down at Goff's one time, down in County Kildare. You know where they sell all the yearlings and the thoroughbreds? I was doing a bit of a documentary, and I was talking to this man, and he was a buyer. And do you know the way when the horses are a year old, the pedigree horses, the thoroughbreds, there are certain things that people look for them. So, in other words, all the horses end up looking exactly the same.
That's
right.
because
there are certain attributes that are regarded as being desirable. So the horses are bred, and they all look exactly the same. And I'm standing beside this guy, and he's looking at these horses which have been going around, and these horses have been sold like for €1 million at the time, before the credit crunch and that economic crash. But they were being sold for like 1 million and €2 million and stuff like that. So I'm talking to him, and I'm saying, you're looking at these horses. I says, they all look exactly the same to me. And he said, no, they're not. I said, well, what are you looking for? He said, I'm looking for the expression on their faces. I said, you heard that joke? Why the long face? They all look as if they've got the same face. He says, no, they haven't. And this horse came along, and he said, look, see that horse there? And I said, yeah.
Geordie's really interested in this.
Well, Gerry.
Yeah, okay. Yes?
The best profit I made was at Ballycastle Horse Fair.
Yes.
I bought a cob, a black and white
Yes.
cob.
Yes.
He was looking £100. I got him down to 80.
80? That's all right.
And then I he followed, lovely pink nose and all, and his teeth wasn't grind down or nothing. No, he was sound and wind and limb.
Yes.
I went into a pub, got a drink, and I said, could you give me a drink for my cob? And she said, Lord love her, she sat down, bucket of water, and he took a drink. And then I walked on down Ballycastle Street, and then there was a tap on my shoulder.
A tap on your shoulder, yes?
English paper.
Uh-huh.
A man and a woman.
They're not like us. Yeah.
Oh, is your cob for sale? I says, I but it's big money,
Uh-huh.
He's sound and wind and limb.
Uh-huh.
Go on, look at him.
Uh-huh.
Well, Gerry, dear, they give me £200. I made £100 in about 15 minutes.
120?
Well, not again.
That's very good. You'd feel like going back. Well, that's why they call it a horse show. Oh, that's not fantastic. You made 120 quid, and all you had to do is give the horse a bucket of water. Fantastic. All right,
see, I man stop. I'm like I'll stop to.
Ow!
There's a question for Geordie on one.
Let me just check this out, Geordie. A man needs your help. Or maybe it's a lady, I don't know. Hello? Hello?
Is it on one, Emma?
No.
Emma? On one? James is on one.
I know he's not.
He is.
He's not.
He
James!
is. Where did James go?
I don't know where James went. Never mind that, Geordie. We've lost the caller. Not to worry. Well, listen, this is good news indeed.
Oh, it seems to be.
When am I getting this picture?
It's coming soon. Hello, good morning.
Like a wheelbarrow in front of me.
It's in front of me. No, there's something wrong with this whole system here.
Oh.
We can't get that man up. Geordie, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Great show yesterday, kid. The great show was much appreciated by the widow of a man who lives beside me, 87-year-old Hugo McFettridge. Just a week ago, he had glued chicken feathers all over his body and leapt off a steep cliff, or indeed a steep cliff. As Hugo plummeted to the ground, he shouted out in a shrill, piercing scream, "Well, back to the drawing board!" Hugo was buried quickly in the dark of night in a 5-minute ceremony befitting a crazy old headbanger. Tommy, my cat, looked at me and said, "I've known Geordie Tufton all my life. In all that time, I've never heard a shorter phone call than the one Geordie did on Tuesday morning. I wonder what is the matter with the rural rustic oracle. The money's gone to his head. Hefted." I said. "No," said Tommy. "Geordie has many cures for that condition." Tommy giggled and said, "I think Geordie has a lady friend in and was in a rush to get back to her." I think old Geordie put his lady friend on the back burner, so to speak, had a brief talk with Gerry and then returned. "Pork Salad Annie," I yelled. I heard old Geordie is often seen in the company of a lady called Pork Salad Annie. She's not as green as she's cabbage looking. Old Geordie better watch out. If the DHSS hear about it, they could cut off his cold weather payment. Tommy smiled grimly and said, "If this romantic dalliance is to be nipped in the bud, they may cut off a lot more than that." "You mean cut off his electricity?" "Yes. People in and around Loch Brickland say that women of a certain age are attracted to the light in Geordie's window like moths to a flame." I put on Annetta James' false face, threw back my head, and sang, "I'd rather go blind." "George Clooney," I said, hugging myself with delight. What a man. Handsome, intelligent, hunkable. I love him. I love him. I want the whole world to know that I love George Clooney. I love George Clooney with a love so strong, so deep, so everlasting. Nothing can take away my great love for George Clooney. Is that a fact? It is a fact, I said. "So be it," said Tommy. "I will now take away your love of George Clooney by asking you one simple question. Bring it on. Nothing will take me away from George. Pity he has to fart." I ran down the street screaming, pulling my hair with the sound of Tommy's evil laughter ringing to my ears. Some people are so cruel, evil people who put off my notions. Look at the time it is. Look, we have to go soon.
If you're talking to Bronagh Gallagher about my film, will you tell her that there's no kissing in it?
Well, you know what she's like. That means she'll have to refuse it. She'll kiss anybody. Why is there no kissing in it?
I know her mother and father.
What's it about then?
I told you about a shipwreck, about a man out on an island.
What's it
You,
called?
you may have to play the part of Bronagh Gallagher if she can't play it.
All right.
Monday morning you're doing it.
Why don't you just call it Titanic Without Kisses? That's a good title.
There's a great scene in it at the end, you know. It's very sad.
Yeah, right.